Think you know everything about space? Get ready to change your mind, because what you're about to hear sounds fake, but every fact has been confirmed by NASA or space agencies. The cosmos delights in overturning our expectations. Quiet wonders, and facts so strange they feel invented. Let's start with number 5, each confirmed by NASA or other space agencies. Listen closely, and let these small surprises reshape what you think you know. When astronauts float inside the International Space Station, it looks like there's no gravity up there. But physics says otherwise. At about 400 kilometers up, gravity is still roughly 90% of what you feel on the ground. Astronauts float because they are in continuous free fall. They fall toward Earth while moving sideways so fast that their curved fall matches the planet's curvature. They are perpetually missing the planet. Throw a stone fast enough and it circles the world. That is orbit. The station and crew remain under Earth's pull. They simply never meet the surface. Weightlessness comes from constant free fall, not zero gravity. That's why tools hover at hand, and droplets form shimmering globes. The ISS speeds around Earth at about 28,000 kilometers per hour, where drag is low, but still needs periodic reboosts to hold its path. Each correction is a reminder. Gravity never sleeps. A small push changes your motion and becomes a drift. Engineers design handholds and restraints for that microgravity dance. Floating isn't magic. It's Newtonian mechanics on a planetary scale. So when you see an astronaut drift by a window, remember, they are not beyond gravity. They are in a ceaseless fall that turns Earth's pull into the quiet poetry of floating. The phrase dark side of the moon suggests a permanently unlit hemisphere. In the literal sense, that's simply wrong. The moon rotates once in the same time it orbits Earth, synchronous rotation. We see the near side, the other is the far side. Over a lunar day, about 29.5 Earth days, every part gets about 2 weeks of sunlight and 2 weeks of night. In 1959, Luna 3 returned the first far-side photographs, changing our mental map. They revealed rugged highlands, sunlit like the near side when it faces the sun. Missions like Artemis II bring human eyes to the far side, confirming what probes have long shown. The near side hosts dark basaltic maria that filled ancient basins. The far side's thicker crust and different volcanism left it lighter and more cratered. So call it the far side, not the dark side. Precision preserves both romance and reality. The far side isn't hidden from the sun, only from our earthly view. When you hear dark side, pause and consider the light. The far side is simply another lunar landscape, governed by the same cycles of day and night. Every so often, a tiny moment from space takes over our feeds and becomes a collective smile. During an Artemis II livestream, viewers spotted what looked like a jar of Nutella drifting through the Orion capsule. Was it product placement, a joke, or a wayward treat? NASA clarified it was a food package, no advertising arrangement. Food aboard is selected and packaged under strict nutritional, safety, and packaging standards. Everything is vetted for safety, containment, and outgassing. Containers are velcroed, sealed, and opened over trays to prevent crumbs and spills. Seeing a familiar item float humanizes life in space. NASA policy limits endorsements. Any brand visuals are incidental. Still, the moment sparked memes and curiosity about how everyday comforts survive launch and orbit. So yes, a jar-like package floated past the camera. A sweet reminder. Exploration is technical and delightfully human. On March 4th, 2026, an ordinary dusk sky over Vancouver was split by a brilliant fireball. Moments later, a thunderous sonic boom rattled homes. Cameras and infrasound sensors recorded the event. Experts at H.R. Macmillan and NASA analyzed the data. They measured a speed near 33 kilometers per second, about 119,000 kilometers per hour, roughly 100 times faster than sound. For a rock about the size of a baseball, that's immense kinetic energy. Plunging into the atmosphere compresses air, raising temperatures into a glowing plasma. Stress can shatter the object into fragments, lighting a bright trail. The shockwave couples to the ground. Boom. Teams triangulated videos and infrasound to map the trajectory. Satellites added high-altitude confirmation. NASA reported it flared into view near 98 kilometers above Coquitlam and broke up around 65 kilometers above Greenmantle Mountain. Search teams scouted likely fall zones for meteorites. Most space pebbles are tiny and harmless. A few arrive with dramatic flair, like Vancouver's unforgettable fireball. We think of the moon as gray and serene, but careful imaging and spectral analysis reveal subtle colors with scientific meaning. Where titanium-rich basalts dominate, the terrain takes on a bluish cast. Elsewhere, iron-bearing minerals lend gentle reds. This isn't art, it's science. Instruments tuned to precise wavelengths separate colors our eyes can't. Combined with images, spectra yield maps of lunar composition. They trace ancient volcanism, impacts, and crustal evolution. Variations in color also reflect soil maturity from eons of space weathering. Knowing where titanium and other elements concentrate guides landing sites and science goals. It informs future resource use for sustained presence. The red and blue palette turns a familiar face into a chemical portrait of lunar history. So the most striking fact, the moon is not uniformly gray. Its colors encode composition, age, and process. Once you learn to read them, you never see it the same way again. The universe is full of realities that sound like fiction. Tonight, we touched 5 of them: floating by free fall, the not dark far side, a floating food package, a roaring meteor, and the moon's hidden colors. If you enjoyed this, comment which of these 5 facts blew your mind. And if you want to keep exploring what lies beyond the present reality, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Comment your favorite fact. Subscribe.